Right, mailbag time. I've got a few more things here, so we shall go through them. I've got, what, 5 items, is it? So let's start at the beginning. I think I was a bit careless here. Just I nicked it. Oh well. Right. Sample book. 1206 capacitors. I did a resistor one long ago. Purchased capacitors as well. These are all 50 volt rated, so the standard parts, or these larger ones go to 25 volts and then 10 volts because of the capacitors. But another little collection of parts. I mean, so it goes in my SMD box with all my other parts. What's in here? As always, there'll be links down in the description for these items. I should also mention you may have noticed actually, I've started numbering my videos. So I went back through all my videos and numbered them all sequentially. So you need to. This is like 300 and something video. This one here. So as you see, I've got lots of videos back in the back catalogue there, and some of them have very few views. People just haven't watched them. So I've got some good stuff back there. So you know, you should probably browse back down my old video history in there and look what else I've made. Obviously my earlier ones, the video quality and production style wasn't as good because I was just getting into it and doing it. But you know, go back and have a look. Don't expect to see professional results, or well, not like this professional results, but you know, yeah. Anyway, let's go and have a look. You might find some stuff that you want to see. Okay, what the hell is this thing? Oh yes, now this is a 12 volt, I believe. It's a 5 volt output, 20 watt apparently. So I got this as a bench power supply basically. So I got my new light, which I've done a video on in the mailbag, and I did like a bit of a view on it as well. And that's running off a 5 volt wall wart thing, you know, power bank or power thing, like a phone charger, right? But I have multiple things I want to plug in sometimes at 5 volts, and it's a bit of a pain. So I thought I'd get one of these. This thing going off 12 volts, and I've got 12 volts and stuff all over my bench. So I can put this into a little box or mount it somewhere, and then I've got, I could probably stick it underneath my shelf under here, and I can plug 12 volt stuff, or my 5 volt stuff straight into it, and power them directly with this. Which is better than using that wall adapter, which is this light here needs about an amp just to run this light, and the power adapter's struggling with that a little bit. But if I want to run anything else, like my microscope, my little LCD microscope people have seen in my other videos, it struggles with that as well. If I'm trying to run 2 things, it just won't be able to cope with it, or I have to choose which one I'm using. So I wanted to do this. I've got some other things coming too, so this is just one of the items. So it's supposed to run. It's got plus and minus there. I mean, I might. I'll come right back. I'll plug this into some power. We'll come right back. Alright, so I've got to hook up the power. You can probably see it on here too. Actually, it's just move this up so you can see it. There you go, 5.05 volts. Now, also got no load on that. Let's put some load on. Let's just get my lamp here. Plug that in. Turn it on. And there we go, drawing 1 amp. And it's handling it just fine. Still 5 volts, it's only dropped by 0.06 volts, which is, you know, 60 millivolts. 6 millivolts. No, 60, yes. Oh, 60 millivolts. Anyway, so that's working fine. These capacitors are a bit interesting looking. There's a couple of, that's like a dent on that one, but yeah, no, that seems alright. I'll think I'll run the rest of the video off this and see how it lasts. Let's move over here, try not to short it out or anything. Alright. Next thing.
if anyone's interested in sponsoring me with Patreon or just a PayPal payment, that sort of thing, you know, a few dollars or whatever, it'd be much appreciated. Also to buy items from Mailbag. Don't forget, I fund this channel completely myself. You know, it's I make very little money from it. It's certainly nowhere near the money I spend on running the channel. You know, I don't have enough. I'm not like I'm a Dave Jones with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'm not there yet, not by a long way. I may never get there. Anyway, a power supply which was 5 volts and brought a 12 volt power supply. There we go. So this is one of the other things I purchased. So my plan here was to have a separate bench power supply, which this is a 12 volt 110 amps, which is a nice chunky thing. Probably put this into a nice case and put it behind my stuff on my bench, just tucked away somewhere, and wind the voltage down a little bit, trying it to say 10 volts, because that can then run my bench lighting, which I currently run at 9 volts. This LED I've got just here, which you can't quite see, just there. I run it at 9 volts in order to you know, increase its longevity and not stress it and that sort of stuff. It's a 12 volt LED, but I run it low. So I think I run this at 9 volts or 10 volts and that, see how much it winds down to, and then also power the 5 volt brick which I just showed you from this as well. So this will run my bench lighting. You know, I need to sort all this mess out because I've got all these different lights and these things, these different power supplies I've got to turn on. And it's a bit of a pain. So that will be handy for that. I've another project I have to get around to doing. Next thing. There we go. Not too exciting, it's just a packet of preset pots. Which ones are these? So 500 ohms up to 1 meg. Common sizes, common values. So again, I was just topping up on my stock because I just didn't have enough of these. I was running low on them. I did get some other ones before, which is a different pack, different values. Right, let's just pause a second. Right, last thing. I have a pretty good idea what this is. Sorry about my videos not being as frequent recently. I was still catching up after that big event I did with the dog shows and stuff, and because I'm so behind all these other projects and it's getting different. So I'm writing a whole bunch of code right now for something else, and once that's over with, I can start getting back into doing things. Like I've still got that Fluke 6060B to finish repairing. That's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be disjointed because I was trying to do too much stuff and it's getting a bit messy. Right, so it is what I thought it is. Quite well packaged. I have to give them credit for that. These actually arrived very quickly too. I only bought these last week. See what we've got. These are parts radios, so I'm not quite sure how many parts I'm going to get. Final's gone, that's okay. HR2510. Broken bits. Face of your plate. It's also been dropped and something. But it's got some of the buttons here and some of the knobs. A couple of knobs are there, so it's handy. This is just the parts radio, so I wasn't quite sure how bad it was because the pictures only showed the front, didn't show the rest. The final's already gone, but the driver's there, may be okay. One of the things I actually wanted was this metal can here. This one here and this one here are actually the same can. And I actually had a parts radio where one of those was missing, or I think it was damaged. Someone screwed it right down. There's actually a capacitor in the bottom of the can. It screwed it up, and so I've actually got a parts radio which has got one of these cans missing. So what I actually need to do is get one of those cans in it to repair it. So this will be going for that. So you've got a display board in there as well, which is another handy spare. The display looks kind of okay. There's some marks there, so it might be damaged, but yeah, it's one of these things, you know. It's going to be handy for something. This wasn't the main radio I purchased it for, so the back panel there's all smashed as well, but you know, it's got bits in there which will be handy. I mean, if this glue here is not too far gone, it could save on those inductors there and things like that. So right, let's see what this one's like.
hopefully this one's a bit better. So front certainly looks a lot better. How intact is it? No speaker, I can see that straight away. This the MCE board is there. Finals in there. Speaker wires, that's okay. No screws in that board, so it's been out, so I've been playing with that. It's got that bloody glue on there, so it's probably shorting the board out, which is probably what's wrong with it. Now this is a 2600, not a 2510, so it's a different board, so it's got the is it tone cooling or something on there, isn't it? Something like, I don't know, it's got this little section over here which is additional. And the frequency ranges on these are different. But I believe the rest of the way is pretty much the same. I don't think there's much difference between them. So this one's obviously had an issue where the track there is burnt out and it's been repaired badly. It's actually touching the bloody the positive is basically touching the negative there, going across there. It's solder maskers or anything, stop it shooting it out. That's not a good repair, but yeah, obviously someone's missing it. So I expect I can resurrect it. I mean, it's just another project to get onto. Under there, yeah, nothing obvious. So the other side looks like. No, it's got a screw in here, so I'll pull that straight off. But yeah, anyway, so I've cut the parts radios there. So we'll see how we go. Parts radios always come in handy. I was hoping for one of these to be repairable. Obviously the other one's way too far gone, but this one here may be possible. Okay, so that is the mailbag for the time being. And hopefully I'll get back onto doing some more videos soon and getting more involved. So there we go, this is still going. Heatsink, barely even warm, doesn't really feel anything, it just feels slightly warmer than the ambient temperature. So that's fine, it's handling that load just fine. Alright, so it's the same. Go look at my old videos, my previous stuff, the other 300 odd videos before this one. Go have a look, catch up. I also think about running my dashcam videos on a separate channel, creating a second channel for that. Well, another channel. I've got a few channels already actually, but so because I know when I publish dashcam videos on this channel, I've had people actually unsubscribe because they're not into dashcam videos, which is fine. Don't see why you unsubscribe from the other videos you do like, but anyway. So I'm looking at doing that and probably re-uploading all my videos to the other channel. So I'm just seriously considering that right now to separate that off because it's not really related to what I'm doing in these videos. This is a completely separate thing. So anyway, I'm waffling on again. So catch you later. Have a good one.